Hey guys, welcome back to Angela or Angela's Angel. And on this topic, I wanted to talk to you guys about how narcissists are natural born thieves. Natural born thieves. So I wanted to talk to you guys about this to share my story, my experiences, and why it's so important that when you have a lot of this knowledge, knowledge is powerful, is very powerful, but if you're not using the knowledge, it's really pointless. And most people will have the knowledge, they'll still be around narcissists, they'll still, play with these people. And then you got certain people that know you cannot play in the narcissist world. You cannot play in that lifestyle because you might not be able to get out of it, or you might think, oh, tomorrow, or next year, I'm going to start a business. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And guess what? Something will happen, something drastic, something life-changing. And most people, live their life in the fast lane. And then you got those people that the narcissist is like, you're boring, right? But you're keeping yourself safe. You're keeping your things safe. You're keeping your money safe, because narcissists are natural born thieves. So basically today's my birthday, you guys. And basically I'm pretty much having a really, I don't want to use the word I'm having a bad birthday, or, or speak negative about it, because it really is just another day. But, I wanted to celebrate my birthday this year and everything. I was having a relaxed day, and it just kind of all went down the hill. And I wanted to share my experience because it really ties down to the narcissist natural born thief, and how I can use this experience, this negative experience, not to look at it as something negative, because I feel like from every experience, you relearn things, right? Sometimes you get to a place where you have knowledge and you start to feel like you could put your guard down, or you feel like, it's like people preaching something and not doing what they're preaching. It's like you could put your guard down for a second, and when you put your guard down, whether, people think you're paranoid or not, that you're being cautious. You're going into every environment, everywhere you go, you're being cautious, because narcissists are natural born thieves. So you might see someone experience something, and then you're like, this is why I keep track of my things. This is why I don't just let people in my home. This is why I don't, people that tell me I'm paranoid about not allowing people over to my home. But I already have my neighbors and people that I got to watch out for, and people who are just casually walking their dogs, and and they're watching your home. You got to constantly watch your back from people in your surroundings, that when you meet somebody, how can you meet somebody and just allow them into your home? How can you can't even trust the people that you don't know that are around you, your next door neighbor, and now you're inviting more people in your home. How can you keep track, or how could you keep track of the traffic coming through your home, right? Just like traffic coming through the internet, you're seeing things you don't want to see. Certain things are being advertised to you, and certain things you're just not going to click into. But the narcissist will click into everything. They will click into your life. They will follow you. They will watch you. They will watch you when you think they're not watching. They will come disguised as something that they're not. They will, put a costume on. They'll play a role, a personality, anything. And you're dealing with a natural born thief. They don't think they're doing anything wrong. They don't think it's a big deal. They feel like it's a lot of them. They feel like everyone is like them. But the reason a lot of times they feel like everyone is like them is because they keep attracting people who are like them. So when they meet you, they know they're nothing like you, and they know you shouldn't even be talking to them. And they know when you're going through bad luck, they know it's coming from them. Let's be real. How many of you have actually had so much more bad luck when you were around a narcissist. Like, yeah, bad shit happens. Sometimes you also have to look at the bad things happening and look at the good outcome, the good parts of it, meaning that, yeah, maybe your car will break down, right? But maybe God was saving you from you know, maybe God was saving you from a car accident. Maybe the universe was sparing you, was helping you in that bad event. Maybe it was a learning lesson. Maybe I need to keep track. I need to save my money because I've been putting my money into bad habits. Maybe, you know, I got someone around me who has been using my car, and they've been, they got a lot of problems. They got a lot of bad luck. And, so when you see narcissists and it looks like they're having fun and they look like they're moving on with their life, they got a new supply, they're driving that new supply's car, guess what? That car, they're going to get into a car accident. That car is going to break down. Everything the narcissist brings into people's lives, it's negativity and bullshit. Once you accept these people, you could say to yourself, I'm this person's friend, but I'm not really their friend, but I interact with them. I haven't really brought them into my personal life, meaning that they don't know where I live. But the moment you talk to these people, they feel comfortable to figure out where you live. They feel comfortable going on the internet looking for you, looking to see if you have social media. The things that you wouldn't do, the narcissist will do. You ever tell yourself when you're with a narcissist why they have so much energy? It's not that they have energy. It's that you put your energy into good things, into building relationships and things like that. The narcissist knows you're a builder. You like to grow. They also know you don't really know what's going on. You don't know the type of evil that's out here. And they also feel like, they want to break the good parts of you. They want you to make mistakes and not how to get yourself out of those mistakes, meaning that when they bring you into that depression, they're putting you in oppression. They're putting chains on you because you're going to find yourself wanting to defend yourself from these people. You're going to end up going back and forth, and the problem's not going to be resolved because you're dealing with a natural born thief. So when I say a natural born thief, I mean, these people come, they steal your time, they steal money, they steal whatever, they steal sex, whatever they steal from. Even if they lie to themselves and say that you liked it too, or they did this, they lied to you, they deceived you to get it. So they're liars, and a thief is a liar. Because you will tell a thief, hey, you stole this from me, and guess what? They're going to continue to lie. That's what a narcissist does. It doesn't matter if they're homeless on the street, if they're rich. This is a natural born thief and a natural born liar. So when people lie, you almost feel like if you lie, then you're capable of stealing, because what's the point on lying if you're being authentic about who you are? So anytime you tell the narcissist your plans, or you tell the narcissist, what you're going to do or things that you got going, they almost think you're lying. They think you're lying about your life. They think you're lying about who you are, because they lie about everyone. They lie to themselves. And what's crazy is when you're in it, you don't know what the hell's going on. You're just like, I love this person. I love this person. And you don't know that you're dealing with someone that's an empty shell of fucking darkness. For real. And don't let their looks deceive you. Don't let the body, the flesh deceive you, because they are not what they portray to be. And anytime you doubt yourself on, are these people really that bad? Can they change? Oh, they just got away with what they did. No, they didn't. They know they did it. They know they did it. You should know they did it. And you holding on and focusing on if it's really going down, guess what? You're hurting yourself, because you're almost defending a thief. You're defending a liar. A thief, a liar, does not feel bad about what they do when they do it to you. They feel like their life is better than you. They feel like they're willing to sacrifice you to their expense because they feel like they're victims. The narcissist, no matter how bad they treat you, abuse you, exploit you, guess what? They think they're victims. And when you meet them, you feel like they're like you, and you can work together and you can grow, right? But you can't grow with a thief. Someone who doesn't respect people's time, someone who doesn't respect people at all. You cannot grow with someone who doesn't respect you. You cannot grow with someone who lies. You can't grow with someone who doesn't communicate with you. Because if you're communicating with someone, you're going to be on the same page. So when something comes up, because you tell each other everything, you're like, boom, this happened. Didn't we just talk about this the other day? Oh, this happened to me. Oh, we gotta get in check. These wild animals are coming for us. We gotta get in order. There needs to be communication to protect you from the outside world. But don't you notice that the narcissist doesn't protect you? Because they are the thief. So they're like, and you know what's crazy? You ever seen a thief steal, right? They steal. And a good person, a good Samaritan will come and say, hey, that person's stealing. I just want to let you know. But they don't really want to get involved. But because they saw what happened, they feel like they have to inform you. You're kind of like, oh, thank you for informing me. You don't see the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that they saw a crime happen and they felt like they had to report it. Are they a snitch, or are they protecting themselves? See, a bad person isn't going to say anything because they're bad too. A good person will look and they might say, oh, it's none of my business, right? But when you're seeing a crime being committed, you're committing second-degree crime, meaning that you're seeing someone steal, you're basically stealing too, because you're not saying anything. So sometimes people come to see, if a thief is a thief, they feel like, oh, one of these days I'm a thief, so I know that with this lifestyle I can end up in jail, or I can end up getting fined, or someone can hurt me because I'm just a natural born thief, right? Someone can hurt me. It's kind of like a gang member. They go to jail for a crime. They're not going to snitch on none of their friends. At least that's the code that people go by, right? Because we're all committing crimes. So why would we snitch on each other when we're all committing crimes? We're all going to get our time. It's just your time came first, and you can't look up to us to defend you or help you because we ain't got nothing to do with you. Your crime came. I don't want to get caught yet, so you better not say anything about me. My time is going to come, just not under your expense. So when people snitch, they get offended, but then at the same time, your karma could have been that person snitching on you. So you also can't really be mad at someone snitching on you, which that's another story, you know. It doesn't really make sense. Gangbanging is stupid, but, you know, I get it. People, you know, come from different backgrounds, and there's that survival mode that comes in, and then there's those that make it out of that survival mode, and they start to think differently, and they start to know that being in that cycle, you're only going to end up dead in jail and in really bad situations, or being with people you don't want to be around that you despise. So there's people that change their life, and they take family serious, and they take certain things, communication, trust, loyalty, very serious, you know. And people that came from that same lifestyle will be jealous of these people. They'll kill you just because you changed your life, because they want to bring you down, because they don't understand why you made it out and they didn't. They didn't know that you had to change your mind. Changing your mind is very powerful, but changing your mind also comes with a prize, meaning that things can get good, but you might still have to pay for the crimes that you did when you were out of your mind. So the narcissist likes to bring people out of their mind. They like to get you intoxicated, drugged up. A lot of these narcissists, trust me, they have addictions. So they want you out of your mind so that you can keep committing a crime, which is, the crime is to protect them. The crime is love. Love is the crime. Loving a natural born thief is a crime. There's a disconnection there. There's a disconnection. I heard someone say on a podcast, I don't remember this gentleman's name. It was on a short video, on one of these shorts. And he basically said, that the connection and the appreciation and social skills, all that, it starts in the womb. It starts when you're born. If you're being fed breast milk, right, by your parent, there's that natural born connection. But and you won't be greedy because you're sucking. It might not come out as fast as you want, but you're appreciating every drop of milk you're getting, compared to giving you a formula and shoving that bottle down your throat. And now you're a greedy baby. You want more, and you think to yourself, I need to give more milk. That's the only thing that's going to be quiet this baby, right? They don't even appreciate. They're getting the milk really fast. They're just growing faster and faster, getting greedier. They don't appreciate it. They're crying. They know how to manipulate. Babies are smart. They're like little animals. They're manipulating you. They know they're not even really crying for anything. They're just greedy, right? So that natural born thief, the narcissist is a natural born thief. They don't have connection to others. They only feel for themselves. Oh, I need food. I need milk. Me. I'm the worst. They don't even, when you're talking about yourself, they really don't even want to hear you. They really don't want to hear you. Really, they'll just click out of this video quick. But if they feel like they can learn something to manipulate, they're going to listen in, because they steal information too. Oh, I went to counseling. No, you didn't. You just went online and watched videos that verified who the hell you are, and now you know who you are completely, but you're still a natural born thief. Now you're stealing the light from empaths, and you're trying to put yourself up. But guess what? It's not gonna work out for you in the long run. Only for the meantime, right? Because eventually people are going to want to heal, and you won't be able to help them heal. You don't really care about what they got to say, their feelings, because you're the one who did the bullshit. And no, you don't have empathy, And when you change your ways, if you can change your ways and prove to me that you're a changed person, and you could have your partner next to you to verify, and they're going to tell me that, you could tell me, how are you really, both of you are making, how do you both feel? How do you feel about past relationships? How do you feel? I want to know everything. You know everything about me as an empath, because I don't got nothing to lie about. But if you're telling the truth, let's see the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You know what I'm saying? So that you should know as an empath that you can't trust narcissistic people, because they're natural born thieves. And it started a long time ago. It probably was even from birth. The greediness, and that's not for everybody. Some people, it has nothing to do with just breastfeeding and stuff, and that's not for everybody, but it's to give you guys a perspective on the lack of connection that they have with others. So the narcissist knows a lot of the bad stuff. I remember the narcissist would say, when bad stuff was really going down in my life, he said to me, maybe it's because you're around me. And I was like, don't say that. Why would you say something like that? I love you, like, why would you say that? And he knew. So when I think back on certain things, I'm like, oh no, he knew, like, bad shit just happening to me more often, like, than ever, and, I say this because narcissists, sometimes you think you can talk to these people, but you really can't. You can never let them know who you are. You can never let them into your mind. Sometimes you just start talking to people because you feel like you're on the same level of information that you know that you can share with one another or you've heard. And what you'll find out is that they'll just use everything you know against you because they know the same things you know. It's not about that. It's that they're natural born thieves. They think different from you. They do it so naturally where it's normalized to them. So like I said, it's my birthday. I was having a good time. I really, I've been working a lot, so I really wanted to get like an Airbnb, have just like be with people that I love, close ones, and really just relax, because I really needed to relax from work. And I was like, I really need an Airbnb. Then the Airbnbs, the ones that I wanted weren't available. I wanted specific amenities and they didn't have them. So I said to myself, I guess I'm just gonna have to stay at a hotel, so I could, do the things that I want to do. And I stayed at one hotel for one night, and I had other plans. This was yesterday, so I had plans for today, for the rest of the weekend, till I had to go back to work on Monday, and everything just kind of went messed up because I had to get my account frozen. But yes, I was upset at first because I was like, oh, they're going to tell me to do a police report. Police going to look at the security cameras. They're just, nothing's going to happen. They can say, oh yeah, it's a possibility. Something can happen. It could have been a homeless person. And guess what? They don't have no money to give me. They don't care about jail. They don't have nothing to lose. That's why they're doing it in the first place. So the only thing I could do is, try to see if I can get like a refund. They didn't even have security, come to find out. They didn't even have security. So I basically enjoyed my, the day before my birthday. I was enjoying my day, and I started to notice, I don't like hotels because it's too many people. Some people don't have manners. Some people don't know like proper etiquette in public places. Everyone pays and everyone feels entitled to, they want to go to the pool, they want to go to a jacuzzi and just go in. But a lot of people, they want their space to talk to their friends. They don't want people listening into their conversations. A lot of people want, a little bit of distance from others because you don't properly know anybody. And certain people don't know these things, and they're all over the place, or they'll come up to you talking to you, or hey, can I get this chair? They're just constantly talking, and that was the main reason I didn't want to be around these people, because I was like, it's just, every time I don't know, it's just every time I stay at a hotel, just weird stuff. Like if I go to a jacuzzi, a weird guy will come up, start talking to me, especially if I'm alone. So that was my whole thing. But I felt like it's my birthday, you know what, I'm not giving anyone any energy. Like everyone's invisible to me. I'm not dealing with any animals, any wild animals out here this weekend. I'm just gonna have a good time. But my conscious self, remember I told you guys, if you guys have been following me for a while, remember when I told you guys that after the Narcissist, I started dating like a year and a half after, and the first person I went on started dating, they seemed like Prince Charming, like perfect, and I felt like they were on another level than the Narcissist. It's like a very rich, it was like a very rich, wealthy man, and I was looking at not only the fact that he was in a better financial situation than the Narcissist. I was looking at everything, his mannerism, everything, and he almost checked out every box. And I was like, this like a Prince Charming, like where did he come from, And I ended up going to see my friend that I hadn't seen in a long time, which actually wasn't my friend, because basically just finding out things about their character, who they are now and who they used to be, and really they're the same person but on on a different scale, and just not paying attention, right? I wasn't paying attention. Everything was coming to me. You know, when you leave narcissist abuse, you just pay attention to everyone and people differently. It's like being in another world. So when I gave her a hug, you know, I just had an intuition. I had like a premonition, and the premonition was basically that she knew the guy that I had been dating, and my mind was telling me to ask her. You know, the voice in my head, God, my instincts, whatever you want to call it, the voice in my head said, she's talking to him. I just tell him, you know, tell her that you know him. And I was like, no, that's weird. I was having a conversation with myself, to myself. My voice was literally telling me to tell her, you know, what do you have to lose? Just tell her. So I said, okay, fine. And I said it thinking I was going to sound weird. Like, no, I don't. Why would you ask me something like that? That's what I was expecting. But no, she did know him. So that made me realize that I had to listen to the voice in my head. A lot of us have a voice inside of us, and we don't listen to it because the narcissist has you in a brain fog. They're evil, wicked people. They keep you drugged, or they keep you drinking, or every time you're with them, they want to drink, right? You're thinking, oh, you know, we're a couple. They're giving me wine, and they're getting, you know, they're drinking wine or beer or alcohol, whatever, and you're just having fun as a couple. You're not even realizing that they're putting you in a deep fog. They're blocking the fog, the negative energy. That's what it is. The fog is the negative energy. They're blocking. You're thinking you're having a good time. They're on their best behavior. You don't know this person got bad luck, for real, for real. You don't know this person filled with bad luck. I don't care how good they look, male or female, they got bad luck. And sometimes you could say this shit doesn't exist, and you could get scientific on me, but I've just seen this too much, and I've experienced this too much. And I've even, you know, went through stages where I'm like, maybe there isn't a God. Maybe, you know, this is all, you know, made up. You know, you go through different parts of healing, but I know for sure, because the moment I start losing even a little bit of faith, something might happen, but I already know why it's happening, because I even asked, because I doubt it. Okay, so this is why I'm telling you, this is why I'm making this video, because, you know, even when my channel got copywritten, right, I never post other people's content. I always create my own content. If you guys follow me on Angel Angela, I have over over 600 videos. All those videos are my podcast with me. But as soon as I put some shorts, you know, like the short videos, just sharing videos that I'm seeing on YouTube that I think, you know, are short videos, and just, I'm thinking I'm sharing it. You know how you share stuff on Facebook, but because I'm a content creator, they take it even more serious with me, right? So I got a copy strike because it's considered stealing. And I thought to myself, it's not a big deal. But yeah, it is a big deal. You know why? Because the narcissist is a natural born thief. And what my grandparents taught me, you know, my mom taught me, you know, my parents taught me, you know, stealing is bad. But for the most part, my grandparent enforced it to where there was a kid that was stealing flowers from her garden, right? And she basically told the kid's parent, like, you know, you need to teach your kid not to steal. And I was like, it's just a flower. And she's like, no, you need to start teaching your kids not to steal from a young age. Even if it's a flower, they shouldn't take anything. When you go out to places or strangers, you don't take anything. And I even thought she over exaggerated until a homeless person that was walking on the street came into my driveway and went into an area where I have an orange tree. So there was oranges in the orange tree, and he came and he just started pulling at them, grabbing oranges. And then he saw the cameras, and I saw him watching, and that's when he knocked on the door, and I came out and I said, what are you doing? He said, can I get some oranges? But he had already took them. And that's when I realized how awful it felt for when someone takes something from you, even if it's something small that's kind of meaningless, I was like, it's so classless. It's disturbing, and it makes me feel like if you'll steal something small, it makes you feel like someone will steal something big, right? Like if you steal something that really, it has value, but it's not something that I'm going to be upset over. You have to think about it. The narcissist, that's what they like to do. They like to take little things. They're like, oh, it's not a big deal. They're eating candy from store, eating fruits from the store, just being very, just acting like, oh, it's not a big deal, right? What you don't know is that they're showing you signs that you can't trust them. You cannot trust these people. So that happened, right? Also, I say this, about my inner thoughts telling me, things that I probably wouldn't have known. It's like this inner voice, right? Things that I wouldn't have thought to tell someone, this my inner voice is telling me. So I'm guessing, to me, I look at it like these are my instincts. These are my animal instincts, right? So when I'm staying at this hotel, whatever, I start to, I know people are constantly watching. A lot of narcissists were there with their friends and drinking, and even though I was drinking a little bit, I was paying attention. I was fully aware, I was paying attention to my instincts. My instincts told me, okay, a group just came. Let me get out of the pool, right? Let me get out of the pool. They start talking really loud. Like, I start feeling like they wanted me to hear their conversations. Like, they're saying certain things. They're looking at me. I'm like, I'm not paying them any mind, but I already know they're watching, because that's what narcissists do. They watch. They watch. That's why you cannot talk around these people. You can't be yourself around these people, because they're studying you, even though they don't have a reason to study you. They a lot of times, they either are seeking attention. They want attention. They want you to laugh, or they want you to laugh and talk to them, or they want to talk to you. So I just keep to myself, and I'm thinking to myself, like, don't pay attention to these people. Do your own thing. So I go get food, come back. I end up eating lunch, with a family member. It's just me and them. We're eating lunch. And then they're watching, and then they're like, oh, let's go get some food. So I'm like, oh, they're going to go get some food because they see us eating, right? So they got out of there. So I told the person I'm with, when we were in the room, I said, I'm going to go to the fire pit. When you're done taking a shower, you could just meet me there or whatever. I'm just going to relax. So, after I got out of the jacuzzi, I was like, jumped in the pool, cooled down, just showered, and went to go and get warmed by the fireplace. And I'm just thinking of, and I told the person I was with, I said, watch, when we go to the fireplace, these people didn't even want to, the people that were there, they wanted to get into the pool, but I could tell they were insecure to take off their clothes. It's like one person took off their clothes, everyone's looking at that person's body. I'm like, I don't mean to look at people, but they're just there, and I could see the look, and I could see how when narcissists are together, how they behave. There's that person that's really bold, that doesn't care, then everyone starts following along. So then you kind of know who are the ringleaders, right? Who's scary in here. And like I said, then they saw us eat. Now they want to eat, and that's natural as human beings, right? Animals do it, they all eat at the same time, right? Or you see that's why people watch mukbangs. It makes them hungry, and then you feel comfort. You feel there's like a sense of comfort. So it's, comfort food. So I already, I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, oh, they went to go get something to eat. But I'm thinking ahead of time, right? Because I know how hotels have a lot of people that are just intoxicated. They're not fully conscious. So then I'm thinking to myself, okay, they went to go get food. By the time they come back, we'll be by the fireplace. By the time people come back from eating, we're already eating early, but everyone's running late because they're in their own little worlds. They're running late, they're moving around, they're with their families, so I'm just moving ahead of everyone. I was like on a schedule. And I said, okay, by this time, I'm going to be out here by the fireplace. 8, went to the fireplace. Then I told the person I'm with, I said, meet me at the fireplace. Once you meet me by the fireplace, because I'm going to get them to turn it on. Once you get to the fireplace, we'll be out there for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever. Because then other people will see that we started the fire and they're going to want to come and be around the fire, and they're going to be looking like sad puppies, like, oh, we want to be by the fire. We want to be by these big couches. I already knew how people think. So I'm thinking, let me get early. Let me get them to turn it on. No one has even asked for it. It's already dark. No one's asked for it to turn on. So I'm going to ask. But the moment I ask, everyone's going to want to do it. I just know that's how people work. So I turn the fireplace on, then I chill for a little bit, and then I'll go back to the room, and I'm basically like, I'm gonna go get some Starbucks, and basically come back, wine out. And when I got back, I had this thought in my head, like I told you, like that, my inner voice, right? When I was coming back because someone took my parking space. So let me just rewind. This is just what happened to me for my birthday weekend. Today is my birthday, and I'm not as upset because there's a lesson in everything. I always try to look at the lessons in everything. Okay. So rewind before, when we got there, right? When we got to the hotel, I had my debit card and my ID on display, like not on display, but like on my cup holder. And I almost forgot it. I grabbed it, put it in my purse, went in the hotel, then I went to Starbucks and I brought my card with me again, whatever. Now, rewind. Prior to that, right, I've been having just like a long work week. So there's this new employee at my job. Young, handsome, has a baby face, but I'm not fooled by the baby face, because the more I interact with this person, I could kind of feel them out. And then I realized that what I believed about this person was true, right? I was like, don't trust this person just because they have a baby face. You see everybody in here, they like him. They're giving him all these benefits and stuff that they're not giving a lot of other people. They just like him because he's young, he's attractive, whatever, right? But don't trust him. So that was my first thought. But they were like forcing themselves on me. They were like, oh, I ordered food or whatever for lunchtime. They're like, oh, I ordered food from Wingstop or whatever. They ordered a whole bunch of food, and it reminded me of the Narcissist, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because the Narcissist, when they started a new job, they bought all the employees food. And I said to him, I said, why you buy them food for? And she's like, don't worry about it. Like, he wanted to make himself look like, I know I just got this job, but I'm not broke. I got money. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had something to prove. Like, why do you feel like you need something to prove? So he's like, oh, I bought everybody Wingstop. So to me, it was crazy because it was the same place that they both bought food from the same place. And I thought to myself, that's what the narcissist would do. And I just kept it in my head, right? Then, but I, of course, I wasn't labeling him until later on when I started gathering more information. I started thinking deeper into it. I said, okay, because I feel like there's a lesson in everything, so I said, okay, you know, and I said, oh, you shouldn't have, right? Like, you shouldn't have. And I was like, I don't feel comfortable taking any food. And he had so much food, and he's like, oh, you're gonna make all this food go bad, please, just take a couple. And I was like, I feel bad. Like, I was like, well, if I take 4 or 5 wings from you out of all these 50-piece wings, 80-piece, 50, whatever he got, I was like, oh, I'll just take 5, I was like, thank you. I was like, I just hope you don't make me feel like I have to repay you for this, right? I made a joke because I don't take things from strangers. It's been so many people, even my coworkers that have been here for a long time. Even with them, I don't take anything from them. I don't take any, no matter what. And that's because there's been occasions where they feel like I have to do a favor back to them. And a lot of times the type of favors that come from coworkers are going to be like stealing or giving free stuff to their families, or like taking longer lunch breaks, or like not doing anything, and then you feel like you're forced to do all the work because they're not doing anything because they feel like they gave you something. Like, it's almost like getting a homeless person to do a job, and you're like, oh, here, I gave you some food, go sweep up the parking lot, type of thing. It's like a lot of narcissists, even when they're in the workplace, when they give you things, they're gonna want to get away with stuff. And even if you're not involved, they feel like, I'm the one doing it, just don't snitch on me. Snitches get stitches. Just don't snitch on me. But by you knowing that they're doing something, you have the obligation to say something to your manager. But people are going to make you feel like that's the wrong thing to do. But the thing is, if they're gonna force themselves to be your friends, because they're gonna feel like they have to keep track of you and their friendship with you, because they're gonna feel like you might turn on them. So now they're gonna target you. So they're the ones doing bullshit, but somehow they're gonna target you because they're afraid they feel like, I'm gonna get you before you get me. So they'll build good relationships with everyone, and then they'll even put the blame on you before you get to put it on them, and you might even feel like, I wasn't gonna tell on them anyway. Why would they lie on me, and I didn't even say anything? And this is why you get questionnaires where they're like, if you see your coworker stealing, are you gonna say something? They want to see if you have real morals. You could say, oh, it's just, I'm gonna put yes on the application, but I really don't have any morals, right? Or any boundaries, and so that will happen, where you might feel like you don't gotta say anything, or you don't want nothing to do with it. But then not only will they turn on you, but they'll also try to act like they're your friends when they're not. They'll pretend, they'll make jokes, they'll come check on you, they'll see, oh, how you doing, how you feeling, how's everything. They'll ask you personal questions. They want to fill you out completely, right? They'll lie to you about their lives. They'll lie to you about things happening to them. And a lot of times, even if they're lying, a lot of narcissists, even when they're lying and you've been around narcissists long enough, they think that you don't know they're lying. They think that you're dumb. Like, they think they're smarter than you. A lot of narcissists, they're natural born thieves, and they're used to stealing and playing people. They think everyone is dumb, so there is just, if they don't value others, right? A lot of narcissists they don't value others. They can't connect to others. They're natural born thieves because they don't feel bad about stealing and taking from other people. You know, they're natural born thieves. They don't feel bad. They don't say, oh, you know, you probably got a kid, feed your kids. Oh, you know, now you can't do this. Now you can't do that. Now I ruined your plans for the weekend. You know, they don't care. These are people, opportunists. They're just looking for opportunities. And a lot of times when bad things happen to them, they want you to feel sorry for them. They don't value things. What I also notice about this new person working with me is that they're kind of lazy, right? They're kind of lazy. I'm gonna be honest. You know, they're like, oh, don't work too hard, and they're not working hard at all. You know, they're lazy. And it kind of reminded me of the narcissist, like just lazy. Like they want jobs where they could flirt, talk to people. Like to them, work, they try to make it seem, basically work isn't work to them. They feel like if they're going to be working, they got to get something out of it because they're natural born thieves. They got to get a supply. They got to get relationships. They got to steal from the job, anything. Like they don't value their job. They don't value people. They don't value their reputation. They don't value certain things. This especially when you're dealing with a low grade narcissist. You know, a higher grade narcissist sometimes moves a little differently, a little bit more sneakier, you know, and they value their things. They just don't value others' things either, right? They'll take from you. They'll be greedy. And they feel like, oh, you know, so what if I'm greedy? You got to learn how to be greedy like me, you know, and you'll probably have more. And then you got the narcissist in lower grade. It's like, oh, I'm greedy. You know, I don't have much. You have more than me. You know, so these are natural born thieves. They always, everything they do is like, they have to make an excuse to why they're doing it. And then they have to validate what they're doing to you and how it's not that bad. Like, oh, you know, you got insurance. You could get that replaced. Oh, you know, the bank will give that back to you, get it replaced. If they don't value their own life and their own things like they claim they do, because if they did, they wouldn't behave the way they do, how could they possibly value you or your belongings? Haven't you noticed the narcissist will argue with you while you're driving like they want you to crash? These are people that do not value anyone. They barely value themselves, but they always have to place this they always have to make themselves seem like they just think so highly of themselves, like they value themselves so much. If you actually worked hard for your shit, right, then you would actually value other people's lives, their time, and their belongings. But because you don't value your own belongings, your own shit, because you hate your life, because you really hate yourself, you don't value yourself, you can't value others. When you work hard for your stuff, you work hard for your car, you work hard for your home, you work hard in general, you just don't want to be homeless, you just don't want to be down that road where you're stealing and taking from others. It's not because you feel like, oh, it's easy to give up. It's easy to just be homeless and try to steal from others but it's not going to make you feel good. It's not going to make you feel good, and you're going to keep repeating the same cycle over and over again, and more bad things are always going to be happening, and you're going to be sitting there giving sob stories about how you ended there, but you haven't made anything to make your life better. And then on top of that, all your friends, the people you're hanging out with in that position that you're in that survival mode, they're also thieves. They're also natural born thieves. They're also lazy people. They're also lazy and want handouts and want sympathy, empathy. They're empathy fucking fiends to feed their own addictions and habits. You know, you could feel bad for these people. They could be on the fucking street. But guess what? They wouldn't feel sorry for you. And you could say, oh, but I'm in a better situation. But guess what? How many people you think they broke into their cars like they broke into my car last night? How many people you think they done broke into their homes and went and got drugs and then shared those drugs and shared those DoorDash fucking transactions, those food transactions they done stole from your account, where now you got to call the bank and you got to close your account. And now those people, those natural born thieves, they do not feel bad about what they did to you. They justified it with saying you have insurance, it'll be compensated. They don't feel bad, because if they felt bad, they wouldn't have done it in the first place. If they feel bad about what they do, that they wouldn't have to validate their negative, the fact that they just did some negative shit, period. Right? You wouldn't want, and just because you chose a lifestyle, you shouldn't feel like other people owe you something when they don't even know you. You ever seen a homeless person get mad at you because you didn't give them any change? Don't you think that's fucking entitlement? That's some fucking crazy entitlement. I could feel sorry for you, but I know your lifestyle, you're not doing anything good. You're fucking with people all the time. Yeah, I feel bad you're homeless, but guess what? I also know that you're probably breaking into people's cars, you're breaking into people's homes. I'm pretty sure you're not just digging to you feel like you're too good to dig through trash and get fucking cans, and you feel like you're not making enough money off of that. You feel like, hey, I could stand in front of a store, ask for money. If I don't get no money, I'm gonna go break into somebody's car tonight. And you might think, okay, I'm gonna give them something, you know, they want to get some food. They're like, haha, joke's on you. I never buy food with the money people give me. Why would I buy food when I steal my food every day? I go to the grocery store, I steal. I go to the liquor stores, I go to gas stations, I go everywhere and I just steal food. Or, you know, food isn't really hard to come across. I go ask somebody in front of McDonald's for a burger. Eventually someone's gonna give me a burger or something. I just got to sit there for hours instead of going to work. There's entitlement. Then they'll steal from you, and then they're going to go share with other homeless people. They're all friends. You are who your friends are. And then they're comfortable. And then they're comfortable being around other natural born thieves, and then they all go thief together. So when one steals, the other one's not going to say anything because he's a thief too. So when someone comes up to you and they're telling you what someone else is doing, it's not so much because they're trying to tell you, it's because they feel an obligation to tell you, because just seeing someone doing something bad, to them it's like they're doing something bad because they didn't say anything. Certain situations, yeah, you can't speak up because maybe your life is at stake, right? Certain situations, most of them, you know, with narcissists, most of them, you almost like, when you're involved with these people, you want to, oh, the narcissist has been abusing you for years, they've been doing things, or now you want to press charges, now you want to do stuff, and then you're having a difficult time because you should have known. You gotta leave people like them alone because they're vindictive. They want to go back. They'll do something to you. They'll hurt you. You gotta move on from the narcissist. No matter if they left you with a kid, it doesn't matter. You gotta move on from it. Some people move on, never look back. Some people don't even put these people on child support. They know how dangerous they are. When the narcissist feels like they have nothing to lose, they'll come back to old supplies. And you might think, oh, this is my long lost ex from the past, blast from the past, and he's going through something bad. She's going through something. They just can't. They're just coming because they know you're a good person. They want to use you, and then they're gonna do you really wrong because they're probably in a worse situation that they were in to begin with. A lot of times you think the narcissist is in a better situation when they leave you, but they actually, a lot of times they end up winding up putting themselves in a worse situation. And anytime they do get blessed with any good people or any good supply, you better believe that supply is going to pay a big price, meaning that, yeah, the supply they got, they might have like a nice house, a nice car, they might have better nice things than you, but guess what? They're so naive, they're letting the narcissist drive their car. Narcissist got a little bucket, they're driving their new car. That person, they probably already dealt with a narcissist. The new supply, they probably already dealt with multiple narcissists. This is why when you're with the narcissist, they think that you've already been in serious they feel like you already got played by other narcissists. That's why they don't care about playing you, because they feel like you don't know the game because you keep getting played. So you don't know the game. So you got to know the game so you don't get played. This is why they always try to get you first. So when you see the signs, don't play yourself. See the signs for what it is. Because if you play yourself, now the narcissist is going to checkmate you. They're going to be like, okay, you're giving me another opportunity. I'm going to have the upper hand on you now. It's a game to them. And they feel like they're going to do you worse. They feel like, I'm going to spit on you while I do it, you know? And they're the ones fucking with you, you know? So this is why it's important, you know, to pay attention to these natural born thieves, you know, because they only sympathize with themselves, meaning that when they go through something, you know, these natural born thieves, when they go through something, they're out for revenge. You know, they're stealing people's stuff. Now somebody steals their bike. Now somebody, you know, crashes into their car. Now they get with the new supply. They're driving that new supply's car. They're acting very arrogant. They don't have no manners, no etiquette. They still haven't really changed the way you think they have. They're just trying to hide it in front of that person. But any other person could see through them. A lot of people could see through these people because it's like they lack discipline. Like their minds is everywhere. There's no calmness around a narcissist. You can't feel that energy of calm, even if they're pretending like they're calm. They always got to say something that they always like to expose themselves, really. A lot of them really like to expose themselves. And when they say things, they think nothing of it. And when you accept what they say, they think you're just like them. You know? So what I also realized was that, you know, the narcissist, they feel like, what's the point on changing? What's the point on not being a natural? Like, they feel like they can't go back, or they feel like they can't change because they have a lot of karma to cover, you know? They have a lot of karma to cover. They can't go back to past supplies because they feel like you're going to get them worse than what they did to you. They're going to be in a worse situation. So if they put you in a position where they were homeless or something, and you got your life back together, and they just kept playing with you or something, they feel like when they're with the new supply, they feel like even if the situation isn't better, it's better than going with you, because if they could bring you that low, they feel like you could bring them that low. You know what I'm saying? Because these are natural born thieves. If you find out someone's stealing from you, and then they come around you with some headphones, some ear pods, and you're like, those are my ear pods for sure. Like, I put a special logo on my ear pods, right? You're going to steal your ear pods back. If you had the opportunity to steal your ear pods back, you'll steal your ear pods back, right? The narcissist won't come back because they don't want you to take back the little energy that they have for the new supply. They feel like they're going to put all that energy into the new supply. But what happens is that while they're putting that good energy on the new supply, they're also running out of time. It's running. The time is still going. That energy that they took from you, it's slowly running out because it's not even theirs. It's borrowed energy. It's not borrowed, it's stolen energy. They're a natural born thief, right? So what happens is that while they're secure, they're not getting any bad energy because they did what they did and they were cold as fuck about it. What happens is that, and this is facts, what happens is that person starts to deplete from energy. So even if they stay with that person's going to end up hating them while they're still with them. Meaning that they could remarry someone else, but eventually that same person they married is going to hate them. You know, they're going to end up paying all the bills. Something's going to happen, you know, period. They're not, and then they're going to be posting their motorcycle. They're going to be posting their house, but it ain't even theirs. You know, it ain't even theirs. They know it's not theirs. And what's crazy is no matter how many years that person gives them, if the narcissist gets the opportunity to get a lawsuit or to do something to get money, they will leave that person. And not only will they leave that person, they will steal all of that person's assets before they leave. So even when you're dealing with a narcissist that might not steal from you, they will steal from you when they leave. Like the narcissist I was with, they never stole from me while I was with them because they were stealing my time. They know they're stealing your time. They know they're stealing something. Your time, they're stealing sex, whatever it is, right? When they left me, they had depleted me from a lot of energy, but I was still going. One thing about these people, you can't let them stop you. You got to keep going. I had learned enough to know, hey, you know, because I used to have times where things would go bad for me because a narcissist would like get mad at me while I'm at work. And now I'm at work and my emotions are everywhere to the point where I'm even leaving the job to go call them outside. Like my anxiety would be out the roof, right? Or like I would start texting them and I'm like sending paragraphs and just like, what did I do type of thing. So you know, over time being with them for so many years, eventually you get to the point where you know you can't let these haters stop you. They want you to be fucked up at work. They want you to lose your job. So it took me a while, but eventually I got the hint. So there was no more of that going on, right? So now great things are happening to me. I went to go buy a new car. I said, I'm going to, you know, go back to the lifestyle that I'm used to, right? That I'm used to. You brought me down, but I know what you did now, and I'm going to keep going and keep doing me like I always have, right? Now they're mad. They're trying to act like I'm something I'm not when that's who I was before I met them. They're mad. They're jealous. They felt like you shouldn't have nothing. When they met you, they didn't want you to have nothing. And now that they took everything from you and you're getting something, they're jealous. How could you be jealous knowing you made somebody lose everything? And how could you be jealous of them? Because you're lazy. The narcissist is a natural born thief because they're lazy. They don't like to work hard. They like to con. They like to lie. They like to steal. Working hard, being good, that's hard for them. That's very hard. That's why they like to get around good people. Because they know good people will be nice, help them, have their back. And they like to smile at them and pretend to be good people. You'll see how the narcissist really is. For real. They'll pull on your hair, act crazy with you. That's who they really are. But you'll see that when they get around people, you'll see another side to them where you even believe that's who they are, right? The good side of them that people like, where you even believe that's who they are. That's what I thought about the narcissist until they got in the car and they were like, and I was like, what did I say I remember they lied to someone, and then when we got in the car, I said something to them and they were like, what are you talking about? And I was like, yeah, you just said so and so, whatever, right? And they were like, I was just lying to him. I always lie to people. Like, I always just be saying stuff to them, like, because they just want to talk. Like, they just want to communicate. And a lot of them are narcissists like me. That's how he was looking at it. A lot of them are narcissists like me. So narcissists don't even get along with other narcissists. But yet, when it comes to partying, when it comes to giving gifts, they'll give each other gifts and stuff because they feel like when you steal something, look out for me when you steal something. I stole something. That's the only reason I'm sharing with you is because I stole it. not because it's coming from my pocket. So narcissists, a lot of times, they're only givers because they're taking from others. Sometimes they'll give you gifts that belong to other people. They'll recycle gifts to people. Give me that ring back, straight up. They recycle things. Everything that a narcissist gives you, it comes with a prize, and you better believe it. It comes with the prize. And I literally, for my birthday, I know everything that happened to me, it came with a prize because of that. These people, it's crazy. So yeah, when I got my new car, the narcissist literally, I had lots of cash, like lots of cash. And I know I had like thousands of dollars on me, and I usually don't carry that much money. Usually it's in the bank, but because I was buying the car and I was going to go and put that down payment, I had more cash on me. And literally that same day when I was getting the car, he was getting impatient. Why would you even come with me to the dealership just to be like hating the whole time? Literally at the dealership hating, like I couldn't even be happy because I could see that he wasn't happy that I was happy. He wanted everything to be about him. Like, it was weird. And I kind of always knew that, but it was like I was seeing him turn green, literally, of the sickness inside of him, like right in front of me. But like I said, I didn't care. I was like, I already know what you're on. So he already knew that I knew how he was, and I accepted him for who he was because I loved him that much. But he also knew that I didn't know that you could never love a natural born thief, because a natural born thief, a liar, they lie to themselves. Someone who is willing to do that to others is because they're doing it to themselves. You don't want to work hard. You don't want to do certain things. It's because you don't value your things. You don't value your things. You don't value other people's shit because you don't value your shit, because you don't have shit, because you're used to thieving, and you're used to manipulating, and you're used to not working hard, and you're used to getting the shortcut, So, and a lot of them will use their looks until they can't use their looks no more. So I already, felt the Green Goblin, but I also thought I could make it work. Like I was still thinking like, I could ignore this. I could ignore this. You cannot ignore a narcissist. You're dealing with a narcissist. You could say, oh, we can have an open relationship. You could do whatever you want to do. You can live the lifestyle that they claim they want, right? But they can't even value the lifestyle they claim they want if it was given to them. Meaning that you could give this person the fucking lottery, but if they're a narcissist and they can't control themselves, they're just gonna blow that money. You could give them advice, they might not want to take it from you. You could tell them, hey, you know that when you start spending money and buying new cars and getting all these different women, you know that you're attracting like bad people to you, and they'll feel like no one's gonna do nothing to me. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna hire security. And then you might be like, yeah, but if security sees that you're behaving this way, the same security might rob you because they feel like you don't respect yourself, and that might be your karma because you won the lottery, but you're not changed. You haven't changed. So you're going to lose it all. You're going to go back to being who you always been. You're going to go back to the world that you belong in. And a lot of people, a lot of narcissists, a lot of people have saved narcissists from homelessness. A lot of narcissists belong on the street, straight up. Straight up. A lot of them belong on the street with nothing because everything is manipulation with them. It's like feeding all your animals, and the narcissist eats everyone's food, and you're like, oh, you ate all the food. And the animal's like, no, I didn't. And then when the other animals want to eat the narcissist's food because you ate their food, the narcissist tries to finish up their food before the other animals eat it too. They're like, it doesn't matter if you give and give to these people. They're wild animals. They're gonna do what what they know how to do, what they're trained to do, and that's take. They're takers. You know, they're a natural born thief, natural born takers. Uh, you know, these people, they don't have any remorse. You know, it's like feeding a stray cat. You know, you could feed it. It doesn't want you to pet it. It doesn't want you to love it. It doesn't want you to, it doesn't care about you. It's going to go about its business doing what it's always done. It doesn't need anybody. It doesn't want anybody. And it doesn't care who it exploits. So the empath might be alone. It might not need anybody. It might feed it. You might feed yourself, but you're not looking for handouts. You're not taking and stealing from people. It's not a place you would want to stay in. It's not going to make you feel good. It's not in you, right? It's in the narcissist. That's who they are. It's in them. That's who they are. It's in them, not on them. It's in them. Believe somebody when they show you what's inside of them. For sure. And know that that can impact your life in a very, very serious way. So just like I was saying with my coworker, doesn't really work hard. He's really lazy. Then I already knew. I told him, I said, don't ask me for nothing just because you're sharing your wings with me. But I already knew I shouldn't have took it. And I already knew he was love bombing me. And then I even told him as a joke, right? Then the next day he's like, I'm going to take an hour nap in my car. And I was like, yeah, you can go. You can do whatever you want to do. Just know someone's always watching. And then the next day, it's like he got in trouble, but I didn't say anything, right? Sometimes you don't say anything because you don't want nothing to do with it. So certain situations, you can't say anything. I didn't say anything. I felt like it was too early. This person just started, but I could tell they're lazy. And I could tell, you know, they tried to they love bomb me, and then they got lazy. You know, I felt like, okay, you could love bomb me, but you can't get lazy this quick, right? So I already knew. So the next day he approaches me like I had something to do with it. And I told him, I said, no, I told you what was going to happen before it happened. I tried to let you know. You know, and it also puts me in an uncomfortable situation because I don't know you. I know everybody else. I don't know you, and I don't have I don't have no loyalty towards you, really. So I really could say something, but I don't want nothing to do with it, right? I don't want to say anything. And when I told him, when he bought the food, I also told him, like, you know, I felt really bad. I was like, oh no, like you shouldn't have or whatever. And he basically said to me, he said, oh, don't even worry about it. I didn't even pay for it. So I thought to myself, he's young, maybe, I don't know, maybe he got a friend or someone that looks out for him, right? Maybe his girlfriend, maybe, I don't know. You know, he told me he had a daughter or something, maybe his girlfriend or something. And then he just kept talking in a very arrogant way, like, where it made me feel like he stole it. Like, he's like, oh, it's not my money. Like, it's not my money. You know, it's like, it's not like, oh, don't even worry about it. Oh, no, I got it. Oh, you know, someone just bought it for me. It's fine. You know, they owed me, or it was, you know, whatever. It was like, it's not even my money. It's not my money. Like, in a very arrogant way where it made me feel like he was using someone. He stole something, like he stole it from someone. And then he said later on, he said, I always get free food. Like, I always get free food. I always come up like on free food. That's when I was like, oh, he stole. So when I ate those couple of wings, I thought to myself, my inner voice, right? That I told you, my inner voice be saying stuff to me sometimes that I don't even know where it comes from, right? Just like the narcissist has a voice, their inner voice, because of who they are as a person, is the voice of the devil, and the devil will say to them to do things. Oh, steal this, steal that, break this car's window. The devil will tell the narcissist what to do, and God, your inner voice, will tell you what you should do before they do it to you. But if you're intoxicated, if you got people that are in your life gaslighting you, if your mind is not healed and you're not in the right place, if you're not healed, you will overlook your inner voice. You won't even hear that shit. If you're drugged up, if you got a lot of problems, a lot of anxiety, this is why it's very important you don't let nobody stress you out. This is why I was making sure my mind, my body, everything was right for my birthday, because I was like, I want to feel pampered. I want to feel relaxed. I want my body to feel relaxed. I want to take care of my mind, my body, right? So I realized that because for my birthday, I ended up drinking, and I usually don't drink that much, and I was drinking, that my inner voice was there, but you know what I did? I ignored my inner voice because I was drunk. I was like, I heard my inner voice and I ignored it, right? So my inner voice, with my coworker, was telling me, and I'm putting all this together because, like I said, I know this is long, but I'm evaluating the whole thing as I'm speaking to you guys. The narcissist doesn't work hard that I dealt with. He wasn't working hard. They're all about working smart, and sometimes smart means manipulating. That's how they look at it. And a lot of people make that as a joke, but it's very important to work hard. That's a joke, but it's really a sinister joke. So a lot of people don't get it. They be like, what you mean don't work hard? And they be like, yeah, I'm not working hard. And the other person's laughing at you. You know what I'm saying? Because they think you might be a narcissist if you don't work hard. So I realized this person doesn't work hard. He kind of reminds me of the narcissist in a way, even though the narcissist is old, he's young, older, he's young. Just old. He old now, you know. So I felt like the working hard, then giving food to your coworkers, and you just you don't really know them like that. You know, they haven't put their guard down yet, and you already offering stuff. That was another one. Then it was like he ordered so much, it almost made me feel like they try to force you into it, when in reality, I should have shut his whole... I already knew it wasn't right to take it, right? But I almost kind of felt a little bit of guilt, like, oh, he got a lot. Maybe he really thought I was going to get something, whatever. I almost felt a little bit forced into it, kind of. Then I thought to myself, well, any other time you're a bitch, right? Like, you stand on your word. Like, you don't take shit from nobody. So why did you do it this time? A lot of times when a narcissist, when they're young, when they're attractive, you could feel like, oh, this person's young, you know, they're just like an older person. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe they don't want... I mean, there's an age gap. They don't want nothing from me. I don't want nothing from them, right? But narcissists don't discriminate. They don't care. They're young. Narcissists could be young, they could be old. But that's when I realized right there and then, I started to click. Like, the narcissist, to me, the one that I dealt with, he was like a child. So I started to see the same patterns in this new person, but I didn't want to jump into conclusions, right? Then the next day, I heard a conversation that they had, and they were talking about social security numbers. They were like, oh, I'm gonna get a social security number. I was like, okay, something. I was like, he's a whole con artist, right? I'm like, this person I'm working with is a whole con artist. I don't want nothing to do with it. So I told myself, like, you got to stay away from this person, period. You know, but I also noticed that he was watching me, and he was also noticing I was kind of keeping my distance. So then I was thinking, I had this inner voice inside of me that said, you should have never took the wings. Like, you know, you should have never took the wings. Because you shouldn't deal with narcissists on any level. You have to be careful who you take food, who you take stuff from, because items carry energy. Items carry energy. You hear me? Items carry energy. Even though he didn't cook it, he got it, and it carries energy. And if it's stolen, he bought that food and it's stolen, they done took that money out of someone's account, and now that person's waking up with a fucking Grubhub, Grubhub order that they didn't place. Not only did he steal, but I was given enough information for me to know that now, for me to know now that he's also a thief, right? And if he's a thief and I'm taking food from a thief, what does that make me? I can't give that person nothing. Yeah, I'm not the one who stole it. It was him. But taking something that a thief gives you, it's just like being a thief. And let me tell you why. I felt guilty about eating those wings. Like, I had this, like, oh, you shouldn't have took it. And this motherfucker right here, he's a thief. I just had this guilty feeling, right? Like you already know you need to be careful about taking stuff from people. And I always talk about this. I preach this and I live it. But I put my guard down once. And I realized, hey, even if they had bought all this food, I should have still kept saying, oh, I'm sorry, maybe you could give it to your family. I should have just let them do whatever they want with it. And because I didn't tell them to do it. They were forcing themselves. So that would have gave the narcissist she's not taking nothing from me no matter what. They don't care about you having boundaries and you knowing what the hell they're doing. They want to know if you're living by what you're saying, by what you're preaching. And he might feel like, oh, I didn't do anything, but he might be ready to do something, just not now, right? He's just doing little stuff like, oh, I'm going to take a nap in my car for an hour type of thing, right? So I realized, when you take from a thief, you're stealing, and if if you find stuff like this after the fact, you need to stay away from this person. Don't even talk to them anymore. So I realized, I told myself, I'm not going to talk to this person, but then they'll start forcing conversations on me or talking to me or just standing next to me and sitting next to me for no reason. And I'm like, it's awkward because they feel like we're friends, right? And so I get quiet, and then because they see that I'm quiet or ignoring them, they'll just walk away because they're like, oh, she's in her phone. I'm kind of avoiding them. So after that incident, like I told you guys, for my birthday, I got a big, huge present for me in the morning. The night before, my inner voice said to me, he's a thief. And when you take from a thief, you're a thief too. That's what my voice said to me. And that shit, put myself in check. So, and I feel like I told this person my birthday's coming up, and I shouldn't have told them that either. You can't tell the narcissist your plans. So you can't tell a natural born thief your plans, because they're going to try to mess up your plans on the spiritual level, on the things that you can't see, just like the inner voice. They're going to try to mess up your date on the spiritual level, and you took their food, right? So whatever, enjoyed my birthday. And like I said, before I got out of when I barely went to the hotel, when I was getting out of the car, the person that I was with was like, oh, don't forget your card, your debit card. When I left the hotel to go to Starbucks, I took my debit card with me from the hotel room. And when I came back, when I went to go purchase what I purchased, I put the debit card back where it was at. And And then I thought to myself, right, when I was getting out the car, I thought to myself, I said, you know, don't park. My inner self said, don't park the car here. Someone can break your window. And then I turned around to the right and I looked at the window, the passenger window. I just turned and looked to the right. And it was like, my inner voice said, that window, like specifically that window. My inner voice said this to me specifically, that window. But because I had such a long day, I was drinking, then I ate, then I showered, and then I went to the fireplace. Then I was like, I'm gonna get some Starbucks and then come right back. I was so tired, so exhausted, sleepy, where I was like, nah, I don't feel like looking for parking because the parking in the front was gone. So I was like, just park over here. When I should have just kept searching, or I should have parked somewhere else, right? Where it was even more cars. There was cars in the back, but not as much as in the front. And that was the first sign where I was like, it's cars back here and I parked next to them, but it's not as much as in the front, right? So I did think about it, and then I thought someone could break your window, and I looked to the right and I said, that window. To be more specific, I said, that window. And I could be manifesting the shit, but no, I'm always trying to be safe. And up until that point, my inner voice was right. My inner voice said, go to the pool. My inner voice said, okay, go to the jacuzzi. Okay, get into the pool. Okay, get out. Okay, eat lunch. Okay, go to the fireplace. And every time I was doing it, it was like all the people were following after me. So I'll go to the fireplace and I said, okay, just stay here for a little bit. Now everybody's coming to the fireplace. So I was moving ahead of everybody. And then my inner voice said, don't leave your car here, move over there. And that's the moment I did not listen to my inner voice. And it's because that whole day I had been drinking. So now I was tired. My body was tired, where I was a little bit more exhausted. So I didn't listen to my inner voice. And the moment I didn't listen to my inner voice like I normally do. And this is why I say, if you're with the narcissist, I'm telling you, they're going to keep you drunk. They're going to keep you high. They're going to get you to smoke. I don't care if it's a fucking cigarette. If this person is getting you to do anything, I'm going to tell you now, they can manipulate your mind. They could take over your mind. And I'm going to say why. Because you can't listen to your inner voice when you're around the fog. The narcissist has fog around them. They have fog. They have bad energy. Ever since I met this dude, bad energy. And I said to myself, my inner self said, be careful with the dude at work, because natural born thieves don't care about other people's stuff. So when that person broke into my shit, I said that natural born thief didn't care about how he ruined my weekend. He ruined my birthday. Today's my birthday and I broke up to a broken window that I have to pay for after all the money I spent. And then on top of that, I didn't get to go pull through with my plans because I have a broken window. I can't go anywhere with a broken window. So, I said to myself, and now my account is frozen too, so I had to come back home. And I said, a natural born thief doesn't care. So you have to be careful with that guy at work, because he's watching you. He's watching your new car. He's looking at your car. He said, you keep your car clean, huh? Like, you keep your car clean. Like, he's trying to put me in a category like, oh, you're one of those girls that has nice car, that keeps their cars clean. He said, it's always clean, huh? And they're jealous of you, or they feel like you don't deserve what you have, even though you came from the same background or lifestyle as them. Your mind is more powerful because you're actually living by what you preach. You know what I'm saying? And you're staying away from negative people. This person came into my life, and the moment I had that thought where I said, don't ever take stuff from people, you already know that. you shouldn't have let him force you into eating anything. You should have said no. It would have made him feel stupid. But he would he as a narcissist, he would know why I did what I did or said or not accepted it. He's smart enough to know better. Thieves know how you think. Narcissists know how you think. When you don't accept something, they feel like, okay, I can't play with you. You know what I'm saying? You accept something from them, it's like a contract. It's a death sentence. And then if you tell them your plans, oh, it's your birthday, they're sending you bad energy. Oh, you keep your car clean. Oh, okay. You know, so I'm thinking back to that. Talked about my car. Some happened to my car. Told you my plans. My plans got fucked up. You stole something. It made me feel like I stole something. And now somebody stole from me. And then I didn't say anything about your behavior and your laziness to anybody. I didn't speak up, you know. So someone takes from me, and I'm in a position where even if I speak up, I'm not going to be heard because, yeah, I can call the police, I can do all these things, but that homeless person's not going to give me anything back. Yeah, I can call the hotel and say, hey, can I get a discount because you guys didn't have security? But to me, it's like everything can be solved as long as you know what you're solving. When you have a natural born thief in your life, you got to know where the thief is coming from. Where is the bad luck? Where is the fog? Where is the smoke coming from? I know where it's coming from. You know? So I say this because my inner voice told me, you're stealing when you're eating food from a thief. You're stealing. You're eating a thief's food. That person who stole from me when they broke into my car, stole my debit card, stole some of my money, stole a whole bunch of my ID, they just went through all my stuff. Some of my stuff, like certain clothes, they just left there. They didn't care for it. Whatever was of value to them, they took it. I had the inner thought that told me to grab all my shit, but I was just so tired and wanted to sleep. I was like, my inner thought told me that window's gonna be broken. You should park somewhere else. I was thinking I was crazy because I was, had a long day. I was like, maybe you just over exaggerating because I just felt like it's my birthday. Today, you're always overthinking. You're always on survival mode. You're always, just stop. I know you want to move your car, but it's your birthday. Just relax a little bit. The moment I fucking relax, you cannot relax with the narcissist. Knowing there's fucking thieves everywhere. Knowing that the moment you leave your house, not only can they be breaking your car at the hotel, your neighbor might be breaking in. A stranger might be breaking into your home too. You cannot sleep when there's natural born thieves all around you. You cannot not be conscious of what you're doing. You cannot go out to places, hotels. You can't be drinking. You can't be doing nothing out in public with people. And you can't let them know. They can't see you drink. And you know what? You go to the bar at the hotel or something. You don't think there's narcissists up in the bar just watching? They're drinking too, but they're thinking the inner voice inside of them is telling them to steal, to take from you, to follow you. So my inner voice was telling me that I stole, even if it's 4 wings, 5 wings that I ate, it was stealing. My inner voice said the person who stole food from the same place, And then the narcissist bought Wingstop for his co-workers when I was with him. So to me, I was kind of putting everything in a perspective where I felt like, okay, the thief stole from me because to me it's like I committed a second-degree crime. I know it's something so small, but like I said, my grandma always told me stealing even small things was very important. That's a big sin, right? Just like lying is a sin. If you don't got nothing to lie for, you're not gonna sin because you ain't got nothing to lie about. I feel like I don't got nothing to lie about. All I got is I withhold information. You're going to learn the information slowly. I'm not an open book. So when you are an open book, the karma comes to you quick because you're an open book. You get bad luck when you're an open book because you don't know that these people are going to war with you, and it don't matter how nice they seem. They're sharing things with you that aren't even true. They might be true, but trust me, they're a natural born thief and they don't feel nothing for you. They don't care if your stories sound relatable. They don't care about taking and stealing and taking time from you. They don't care. They can't value the things you work hard for when they don't work hard for them. And then this is why I say most of these narcissists that are living off of women and living off of other people, or even women living off of men, guess what? It's going to end bad one way or another because everything has a price. Everything has you have to pay. There's a price to pay. So it's better to tell the truth. It's better not to lie. It's better to have loyalty. It's better to have boundaries because then you won't have to deal with so much fucking smoke around you. You know? So, yeah, I haven't had the best day, but I also know where this bad energy is coming from. I'm also realizing my own actions, ignoring my inner voice. And like I said, I know all this information, but I said to myself, it's my birthday, I'm gonna let loose. You can never let loose. You can never. Maybe in your own home, which I really wanted to do so at first, but I said, no, you know what? I really need a day to relax. I really wanted to get an Airbnb, and I was like, oh, the Airbnb I want. Even the Airbnb, I'm being watched. You know what I'm saying? Even the Airbnb has cameras everywhere, and I wasn't able to get the one I wanted. So I said, let me go to the hotel. They have all the amenities I want to use because it's last minute. And then on top of that, the Airbnbs, they always have to charge that $200 cleaning fee and all that other stuff too. So I was like, I'm going to keep it short because I have to go back to work on Monday. But, and it sucks because you work hard for your stuff and then you wake up and your freaking window is broken. Now you have to waste time to go get it fixed. Now you have to waste time to get your card. Now you have to waste time to try to go to the bank and get some money out. Now you have to waste time because someone stole your ID, but they didn't know you have an extra ID. But what if you would have took my ID? I wouldn't have been able to go to the bank to go get my money out of my car, out of my bank account because you took my ID too. Like, you left me really fucked. But God allowed me to have an extra ID, to cancel everything, to actually be in a position to go get my card. Yeah, I got to wait days, but I learned a big lesson, never to ignore my inner voice, never to ignore the signs of a natural born thief, starting with my coworker, starting with people who steal. That person who stole from me stole my debit card, and they took $100 worth of food from like Grubhub or like DoorDash or something. And guess what? They weren't going to eat all that $100 worth of food themselves. So they're going to go share it with other people. And when they share it with other people, they're going to tell those people what they did. And those people aren't going to say anything to them about breaking someone's car and stealing. They might not tell everybody the truth, but narcissists are going to tell people enough for them to at least know that the food is stolen. They're so used to telling people the bad shit that they do and people laughing or not taking it serious because they're just like them in a different way. They might not be as worse as the narcissist, but they got a little wickedness inside of them. That's and as long as you still got that wickedness, you're going to continue getting played, because you're going to keep getting played by the same people you think have your back, because right is right and wrong is wrong. So you can't, even if you do whatever these people, even if you're the perfect mate for this person and you do everything that they want you to do, it's going to come with a prize. Even if you accept, if you have an open relation, whatever you do, it's going to come with a prize. Are you willing to pay that price for someone that don't give a shit about you? Do you really love them that much that you're willing to pay the price of sacrificing all of your energy for them? Are you really willing to, you really love them that much that you're willing to sacrifice yourself for them, even if they decide, oh, thank you for the open relationship. Thank you for letting me do whatever I want to do. Thank you for giving me all of your time, your energy, your money. Thank you. Do you really love them that much that you'll do anything for them, even watch them walk out of your life without giving you anything back? Are you really willing to take that risk? Are you really willing to take that risk? Are you insured by survival? Oh, you ain't gonna survive. You ain't insured. You're not even sure about who this person is. Are you insured by survival? You ain't gonna survive. It's about surviving, and this person will never give you insurance, reassurance, ever. They're gonna keep secrets from you. You can't be around people that keep secrets from you. If you're around people that keep secrets from you and you don't really know them, then they shouldn't be trusted. They shouldn't know everything you do. They shouldn't know your plans. They shouldn't know shit, because they really don't care, and they'll just use it to exploit you and send you bad energy, send you bad luck. So it's better to move in silence in anything that you do. Because I was moving in silence, but then I stopped listening to, you need to move in silence. You know why? Because you need to listen to your inner voice. Narcissists, every narcissist, whether they're stealing from you or not, they got a fucking cloud of smoke around them of energy, bad energy. That's what you're dealing with. So, I know this podcast was long, but I just kind of wanted to use this example because this is information that I know, like I said. But after a while, you start thinking, hey, I got information, just like the narcissist. They have information, but they don't use it for good. They use it to manipulate. You might not use it to manipulate, but you might make exceptions for certain people because you think they're nice because of how they look. They have good looks, or they seem nice, or you just want to get along with all your coworkers, or you don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. Any other time you do. Any other time you have a voice. Any other time you refuse to take from people, or you refuse, but you allow a stranger or someone around you to convince you to think it's right, or to let your guard down. And that's when shit is going to happen, when you let your guard down, because there's always people watching. And I felt like I was being watched the whole time. I was like, I hate hotels. That's why I hate hotels. I hate resorts. I hate all that shit. I want to go to a beach that no one's at. That's the popular beach. I want to go to the one that's not popular. That's who I am. So I don't even know why I played with myself like that, But I did it because, like I said, I felt like, oh, the Airbnb is high as hell. They're going to charge me all these extra fees. Yeah, it's better, but who is to say the people at the Airbnb aren't crazy too? You know what I'm saying? You just never know. Like, I was just... And you can't be paranoid either. You can't be paranoid. But I also put my guard down. It wasn't so much about being paranoid. It was like, I know you don't like hotels, but you're going to save some money. Sometimes you need to go by what you feel. and what you think and what you believe in, you know, and don't feel bad about wanting more. You know, don't feel like, oh, you want to go over here, you're bougie. Oh, you know why you're doing it, because you feel safer. You feel like you can watch your things better. You feel like, oh, I stay at a hotel, even the housekeeper could steal from me, you know. So narcissists are natural born killers. This is why I don't like being around a lot of people, because you just never know what's going to happen. You know, you go to the beach, you go into the water, and the narcissist will be selling fruit at the beach. They'll be selling stuff, and they'll just walk by your bags and steal from you because they know you're in the water. Why do you think people sit down and they watch their stuff even at the beach? They're like, you sit right here and I'm going to go over there. So living in the narcissist world, you have to constantly be watching your things, watching your home, you know, cameras everywhere. People might say, oh, narcissists are natural born thieves. They don't care about cameras. They'll still break into your house. It's better to know what the fuck is going on around you than not know what the hell's going on around you. And some people will be like, oh, what are you do? If they see you watch your cameras on your phone or something, they act like you're weird for watching your home all the time. Oh, I gotta watch my house. They think you're weird, you know? And it's only because they don't have a house to watch. And they're watching you and they're like, oh, I was thinking about robbing you, but you're always watching I know you got cameras and you be watching through your cameras. And you'll recognize me, so I gotta send someone that don't look like me. I gotta send a friend. That's why you gotta be careful who you invite, who you talk to, because who you talk to, you might not be friends with them. They might not even know where you live, and they might follow you. Like the coworker I got, like I got this bad feeling. Like you gotta be careful. Like he might even follow you home, you know. Like I literally had that feeling with this person, and I also felt like I committed this big sin when I took that. And I also felt like, okay, now I get it. The narcissist is a natural born thief. And then they want to go and celebrate with other narcissists. Have you ever seen the narcissist when they're really happy and they're like in a very good mood because they got money, or they came across like a con or a scam, or someone gave them money, they convinced someone to let them borrow money. That's why some people don't let people borrow money, because, see, the narcissist will look at that like a come up. Oh, I'm rich. I just came up off $500. I told the person I was going to fix my car, but I lied. Even women do that. Oh, you know, I need a new tire. Oh, you know, just so you can give them money, and they're lying. They're natural born thieves. It's about being manipulative. And then if that person starts feeling used or exploited and you don't even really want to be with them, they're going to start playing stupid with you. You know, the female's going to start acting dumb. Oh, okay, you know, whatever. I got another man anyway. I never said we were together. We're just dating. I never said we were together. Oh, you're making me feel weird. I don't want to talk to you anymore. And now, you know, they're talking to someone else. And they do the same thing. You think, oh, they're happy with someone else. They do the same thing to them. They move on to someone else. Or they find a better guy, because now the next guy put that person in a position where they're making their own money or something. Now they're just maneuvering through people. They're natural born thieves. They just use people. People are supply. It's a business to them. Certain narcissists, that's all they do. They don't even have real jobs. They're hobosexuals. Their job is people, is supply. Or else they would be on the street. You know, oh, another woman would take care of me. It's a lot of lonely women out here. So you really think they moved on with someone with a good head on their shoulders? No, they moved on to someone who's lonely. And the narcissist doesn't like being alone. So perfect. I don't like being alone, and you're lonely. So I'm doing you a favor. But they're stealing your time, your energy. They're not serious. You're just supply. You're just food. They don't love you, just like a cat, a stray cat don't love you. Does the cat love you just because you gave it food? You feel like it should love you because you keep giving it food, but it still don't love you. That's exactly how they feel. Like, you know, they only get obsessed over supply here and there, but it's not love. Yeah, they'll treat certain people. It's more of an obsession with that person. It's not love, it's an obsession. They're obsessed over how that person looks, but they're still a narcissist. And eventually they're going to try to make that person look ugly. They're going to want that person to look ugly because they're going to get jealous of that person because they're a natural born thief. They'll steal your beauty. This person will steal everything, including your fucking beauty. Can you believe it? They'll take, if they could steal your beauty, they would steal that too right away. But they got to do it slow over time. It's a win-win for them to stress you out, to get you to get wrinkles on your forehead. You know, they want you crying. They're like, oh, keep crying me tears till you got puffy eyes. I don't care. You know, stealing from you, stealing energy from you. They know they're stealing energy from you. They want, you know, even if they get a supply, they're going to get jealous of that person, and then they're going to want that person to be ugly physically, mentally, you know. So energy is real. You have to be careful about always being aware, always being conscious of your, you know, conscious and cautious of your surroundings and the people you interact with. You cannot hold conversations with people just to make them feel comfortable and you want them to think you're a nice person. Fuck all that, you know. If you know you have manners, you're being respectable, you have etiquette, you're not doing nothing to these people, then you shouldn't have no problems with them. Any problems that you have with people, they're gonna start the problem. And guess what? People already know your reputation. They know that you don't bother no one, you got manners, and that they probably started oversharing with you. And they're gonna be like, oh, this person is the one who created the problems, because this person, they only talk when they need to. They only talk about things worth talking about. You know, it shows in their character. Their character is, you're not faking it. You know what I'm saying? You're not pretending to be something you're not. That's just really who you are. And you get to be yourself without having to overshare about yourself, because you're letting your work ethics show for themselves, show for itself, you know. And it's because you never needed nobody. You never felt like you needed to steal from people. You know what I'm saying? You made your own money. You always make your own money. You work hard for your money in any way that you make it, whether it's coming on YouTube and preaching and sharing experiences, you know, going through trauma and showing people the different stages of trauma that you go through, the signs to watch out for people that bring you down, because I've been broadened up myself in the past, and it took hard work to get to this point. It's hard. If you want to get out of narcissist abuse, because when you're in that world, you're like in a fairy tale world. So to get out of it, you're going to have to work hard. And once you start working hard, it's going to slowly change. And you might have times where you get bored or you get tired of doing the same thing because you feel like it's very routine-like. But you need the routine. You need a routine. In order to escape the narcissist world, you need a routine. You got, whether it's working out every day. You know, now you're working and working out. Now you're buying new things for yourself. Now you're traveling and getting to see. And next thing you know, it'll all be a bad dream, but you learned a lot from that bad dream so that it don't happen again. Then there's going to be times where you question yourself, question society, question religion, question everything, question if there's even a point of having morals, because it seems like people don't have morals. A lot of people pretend like they don't have morals that you look up to, and they do have morals. It's just that if you choose to believe that a person is the character they're portraying to be, and you become the character that they're displaying to you that's not even real, it's going to be on you. You're going to commit the crime because you're copying celebrities and people who probably don't even behave that way in their real life. It's going to be your own sin to get you there, you know. So a natural born thief, you guys, is the narcissist is a natural born thief. You know, they'll, in any situation, any relationship, you're going to see it's going to be the same patterns that's just going to keep coming up in many different ways. For every supply, it's different because the narcissist has to move different, but it's the same because the narcissist will always give you enough signs to let you know what type of person they are. You know, there are those narcissists that, you know, they might do things for you, but like I said, everything's gonna come with a price. You know, you might stay at home and you might feel like, oh, you know, he's the breadwinner, I'm staying at home. But guess what? He might not want you to go to school. He might not want you to do certain things. He might come home from work. Once you start telling him you got plans, he might start coming home from work mad because he feels like you might get a better job than him. And if he decides to leave and show you his true nature, then you're not going to want to be there, and you might take off with more than him. And now he's going to work on making you seem unstable. You know, he's going to work on trying to break you down. He's going to try to wear you out, you know, until you don't have anything left. You know, someone who really loves you, they're going to support anything that you do. They're not going to care if you get an education or you build something from home, because they know that you really care about them, and they're willing, and they appreciate what you do for them so much that they want to see you do well. And then there are some that, you know, you help them do better, and you tell them, I'm not that guy that's going to abuse you. I want you to do better. And you think that you're dealing with a good girl, and she might, you know, she might exploit you. She might get what she wanted and then leave, and they weren't really there for you. So it goes both ways, you know, for men and women. You know, the woman could, you know, go through the same scenario, you know, and men can go through the same scenario where they're getting played, because natural born thieves will always be natural born thieves. So you got to be careful about who you trust, who you love, and you got to be okay with you got to look at the worst. The worst thing this person could do is what? I'm working and now they're leaving or whatever. Okay, well, if you're gonna do that, if there's a possibility that they might do that to show me you really love me and got my back, I want dinner made all the time, I want these things. There's got to be a mutual agreement on things so that people don't feel played. Yeah, I help you, but you help me. Sometimes it's not sometimes it's not that we're keeping track of what we do for each other. It's that we don't want you to exploit us. So the narcissist will always tell the empath not to keep track of everything, like love is love. Meanwhile, they're keeping track and they're looking like score. They're just writing little lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're like, I crossed you many times. So once a natural born liar and thief crosses you once, don't think they won't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cross this shit out, let's do it again, because they will. Listen to your inner voice. Be careful who you socially drinking with. Everything. You got to pay attention to everything, every detail. Pay attention to people's jokes, especially the evil jokes, because a lot of times they're serious, or they're trying to mimic a bad person, and they're trying to make it seem like, oh, that's what a bad person would say. Ha ha ha. But I'm a good person. I'm not bad. I'm just making fun of the bad people. Meanwhile, they're bad too. Like, people will really play these crazy games with you to the point where you're like, I don't even think I should play anymore. Because if I play, you know, they might think I'm like them, and it's going to give them a reason to play you. Narcissists play each other. Those people that they shared all that food with from stealing from me, they're going to play each other. They might say, oh no, it might be one narcissist that's loyal to the other narcissist. And they say, no, my bro would never do that. My brother would never do that. But trust me, every relationship comes to an end. So there's going to be a point where someone's going to betray someone. There's always that point of betrayal. And the difference is that these people have done so much bad that when the betrayal comes, it's going to be vicious. And then they're going to play the victim. Oh, my own brother did me dirty. Oh, he wasn't doing you dirty when y'all were both doing crimes together and thinking y'all were getting away with it, right? Now you're the victim. Oh, now I got in a car accident. Oh, now this, now that. They're the victim. So this is why when you're an actual victim of narcissist abuse, no one feels sorry for you. They feel like, whatever, bitch, learn the hard way. And if you can't learn the hard way, I'm not here to teach you. You gotta, because I can't teach it to you. I can sit here and talk for hours. Look, I've been 2 hours. I can sit here and talk for hours, but if you're not really listening or getting what I'm saying, it's going to be on you. Or if you think what I'm saying is bullshit and it's going one ear out the other, or even if you think I have a point, but if you're not applying it, it don't really matter. I'm just talking for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So everything has a price, you know. I made some short videos. I uploaded them on here. I feel like everybody shares videos. Why I can't share a video? Okay, because because this is a business channel. Okay, cool, I get it. You know, but people were like, oh, you know, you can't upload other people's content on your shorts. I'm like, I just want to share it to my followers. All my content is myself. I just made a couple shorts, and it's not like I have hundreds of shorts, you know. And what I got copy striked, and then people were attacking my channel from the people that watch, just haters reporting my channel because of the shorts. That's some hater stuff. And then I go to their page and they got 1 subscriber, you know. So I get it. I had to pay the price, my channel being you know, messed with because of the copyright strike. So I had to pay the price, but I also didn't dwell on it for too long. I was more like, oh, I have over 600 videos. I don't want to make a new channel. But I also understood, hey, you know what? I got to take accountability. I didn't think it was a big deal, but it is a big deal. You always say, don't steal a flower. You can't even share a video. It doesn't belong to you. It's not your video. You share your own videos. You know what I'm saying? So I took the copy strike and I went and got, you know, made a new channel, because I'm paying the price for it. Everything has a price. That's what I'm letting you know. We got government laws, and then we got natural laws, then nature has a balance. And when the balance is broken in nature, it has to balance itself back out. So, you know, in anything that you do, remember, you know, any bad thing that happens to you, like today, all this stuff happened to me on my birthday. I learned a lesson, but it'll balance itself out because I learned the lesson, and it won't happen again. So it's going to balance itself out because now I know, like, no matter what, always listen to my inner voice, even if I'm tired, even if I'm telling myself, because that was that liquor that was hitting me from earlier. You know, that was that that feeling tired because I had a long day and I had been doing a lot. Your mind should always be stronger than your body. Your mind should always be stronger than your body. And that's why I work hard. That's why it's important for empaths to work hard for the life that they want to have after narcissist abuse, because when you work hard, it means that your mind is powerful, and it don't matter what you do for a living. As long as you're working hard, it means that your mind is more powerful than your body. Even to work out, how do you lose weight? Your mind got to be more powerful than your body. So don't allow these people to get into your mind, because they are natural born liars and thieves. They're lazy. They want the easy way out. They want to use people. They want to manipulate to get sex. They want to manipulate to get open relations. Everything is manipulation, because they're really dumb. They're really not as strong as they act like they are. They're really cowards, for real. And they don't know how to mind their business. They're in everyone's business. They're in everybody's pockets. So like I said, make contact with these people. It's okay. It's okay to go to work and just ignore them and say hi and act like you don't really know them, because you don't. They don't know what you're thinking. They're wondering what you're thinking. They're coming up to you. They want to figure you out. They can't figure you out. And if they can, then they should just know better. They should know why you're acting the way you're acting. They're not dumb. But the more you don't deal with these people, the more they want to deal with you, because they feel like you already opened the door. And you just got to know from here on out, they're never going to stop. They're going to keep popping up, keep coming. That's why the narcissist is so paranoid. Because they invite people, and they invite strangers into their home. And I don't mean their house, I mean their mind. They invite strangers in their mind because they're so busy trying to play all these strangers. They're doing the same thing. They're actually welcoming in more people. The only difference is that you're a good person, so they can play you. But imagine how many people the narcissist gets played by. And then they act like the victim and they take it out on the good person. Ain't that crazy? So I'm sending you guys lots of love. I know I rambled on, but I don't got nothing but you guys on my birthday. And like I said, birthdays have never really been a thing for me, because the narcissist always made my birthdays hell. And, now it was just hell, but without the narcissist. So it is what it is. And like I said, I'm not looking at it as something bad. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to think or stress over this. I don't want anyone to take this personal as, oh, she's mad, or I'm just sharing this with you guys, because these are, we as empaths have a lot of information, and then sometimes we just kind of want to let loose because we don't want to be so serious. We won't want to be that person that's like, oh, you're so serious. You're always watching out for everything. You're always this or that. But if you don't, that's how bad stuff happens. So it's just to make you guys aware that even someone like me with a lot of information has, moments of carelessness. I'm still human, so I have moments of carelessness, but it's crazy how my intuition is crazy. My intuition is crazy, to the point where sometimes I tell myself, girl, your intuition is crazy. You're tripping. And no, I'm not crazy. It is everything I suspected was going to happen to me. I said, don't park here when someone's going to break your window, and it's going to be that one. I looked at the window like it's going to be that one. And it was that one. And I could have said, oh, maybe you manifested these things. But no, I didn't manifest that. It's my inner voice. It was my intuition. The whole day, my intuition was telling me things. And at that moment, because my body was so tired, I said, fuck my intuition. I'm tired. Nothing's going to happen. You know, like, I'm not going to manifest negative stuff to happen to me. How dare you? I'm not even going to think like that, you know, but it still happened, you know. And like I said, everything, when bad things happen, think about your life. Who's new in your life? What have you been talking about? What did they say? Oh, they were getting free food. They didn't pay for it. Someone took money from your account and it was free food. They didn't pay for it. Wingstop. The narcissist I dealt with, that I was with for years, bought their coworkers Wingstop. They're lazy. They want handouts. They like to steal. They lie. They make jokes, but they're telling the truth. They want to ruin your plans. They don't even believe your plans. They don't believe you're happy. They don't believe you have peace. They want to bring destruction to you. Oh, you keep your car clean, don't you? They really hate you because your car is better than theirs. They're really secretly jealous. They want to befriend you only because of that, because of they're looking at what you have. That's why they want to be your friend so bad. But they don't really like you as a person. They like your car. Now your car is broken. Plans are ruined. Stolen food. I gotta get rid of you. It's you. You have negative energy, negative smoke. And you finessing everybody because all these women around here, they're falling for your crap. I never fell for it. But I also know now I can't even talk to you at all. I have to block you out of my frequency. Even though I'm forced to work with you, I have to block you. Meaning I can't have any connection ties. I can't even look like I'm your friend. I can't share things with you. I can't talk to you. And you're not going to share too much with me because you don't really want me to know who you are. So it's better to just keep it there that way, you know? So there's natural born thieves everywhere. And it's not just, you know, you'll invite a bad person in your life and that's why bad things happen to you. You know, it's not even like that. It's me telling you guys, even if you don't have anybody in your life, you're going to be dealing with natural born thieves. So you have to be careful, especially when you're alone, because they know you live alone. They know you go to work. You can't even go on vacation. That's why certain people have people house sitting for them. That's why certain people take their relationships, their marriages seriously. They respect their wives because, yeah, their wife is making it a home. Their wife is making sure that their home is a home, that no one is intruding in their home while they're at work. Oh, women just want to stay at home. A narcissist, oh, you go 50-50. She got to work too. It's more than that. It's safety. It's the children being safe. There's thieves, liars, predators, perverts everywhere. It's about safety for the kids. When a narcissist doesn't take care of his kids, he's saying he don't care about the safety of his kids. When the narcissist is not a provider, he doesn't care to take care of his children and the person taking care of his children. In a world full of thieves. That is crazy. That is crazy. So I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace, and your healing. If you guys are interested in supporting me by booking a session with me, my booking information will be on the description. Like, share, any support, I can get from you guys. I'd appreciate it. And as always, I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace, and your healing. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.